wageni waalikwa, wageni wa heshima, ndugu waandishi wa habari, karibuni kwenye hotel ya Hyatt. Welcome to the Hyatt Hotel, all the dignitaries, special guests, CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe, our host, the TFF President, Mr. Wallace Karia, and other dignitaries. Welcome to the Hyatt Hotel. It's been a busy week in the African football festivities, a week that kick-started last night in Morocco, where we all witnessed the draw for the Total Energies AFCON 2025. That will be held later this year in Morocco. And as we all know, everybody must be with full information of the groups that everybody was paired, including Tanzania, the host country. So I hope everybody will enjoy the next AFCON. Now, to recap this, you all remember that Total Energies AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire was watched by more than 1.4 billion people and well over 2.4 billion streams worldwide. And this can only mean one thing, that the AFCON, sponsored by Total Energies, is the biggest event witnessed in Africa, all across sports, music, politics, and that can only mean one thing. A big round of applause to the amazing work done by the CAF President, Dr. Patrice Motsepe. Everybody, a round of applause, please. Now, we know that in the last 4 years, African football has undergone massive transformation. I'm talking of more investment in CAF competition. We now have 12 competitions in Africa, all fully sponsored by Total Energies, including more prize money for the winners, including more money invested in club football, and of course, more money invested in development of boys and girls. And to make all this possible, you need the right partners. And who better than Total Energies, who brings us all here to witness the continuation of this wonderful journey between Total Energies and CAF. Now, I'm not alone in taking you through the festivities of the day. Alongside me will be an international journalist, Madam Usha Komugisha, a journalist who has worked with some of the biggest stations globally, including BBC, Sky Sports, Supersport, Al Jazeera, without forgetting the NBA. Karibu Usha.
Thank you very much, asante sana. Habari za leo, mabibi na mabwana. Bonjour à tous. Assalamu alaikum. A special dumela to the CAF President, Dr. Patrice Motsepe. Welcome to Dar es Salaam. Now, today we're here to talk about a special relationship between African football and a company that fuels growth and development, Total Energies. Now, of course, it's a special occasion to really celebrate African football. You saw what happened with the Total Energies AFCON 2025 draw yesterday in Morocco, where you were, Dr. Patrice Motsepe, and really to say a special welcome to Tanzania, to the chairman and CEO of Total Energies, Mr. Patrick Pouyanné. Now, today we talk about the future. But before we talk about the future, let's go down memory lane and look back at the longevity of this partnership, which is almost 10 years. But before we talk about the future, let's see where we've come from with Total Energies.
She's got two players to pick up. South Africa have the opening goal of this. Semi through the gap. It's a very touchy field. Surely they must score. They must equalise. Calamity in the back for Guinea. Final. Do they remember where the goal is? Yes. Goes straight in there, the keeper completely fooled. Messi, and that's a goal, isn't it? It is. It does bounce in the end. Juncker, the forward. He wants to go to his right foot, pulls the trigger straight at the goalkeeper while playing from that way. Short run up. That's it. It's looking the wrong way. He knows what's up.
It is very fantastic scenes from African football. Well, now to the serious matters. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the stage Dr. Patrice Motsepe, the CAF president, and Monsieur Patrick Pouyanné, the CEO and chairman of Total Energies. Now, first, we'd like to hear from Dr. Patrice Motsepe. Please tell us the significance of why we're here today.
It's on now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Let me just, a special welcome to my brother Patrick. He's a very special businessman, but a special friend as well. And I think for us as CAF to partner with Total Energies, to partner with a company that's led by a world-class businessman whom I respect, and you will see in the press statement, Patrick, that when they asked me for a quote, I said, we've known each other for many years, and Patrick is really one of the most outstanding business leaders and represents a company whose values and commitment is similar to the values and commitments that we have in terms of commitment to the communities, to the societies, to the countries where we do business, commitment to governance, commitment to ethics, commitment to transparency, commitment to a recognition that the successes of our organization is inextricably intertwined with the growth and development of the societies and the communities within which we operate. I was with Patrick last week in Davos, and Total Energies it's a great company. I am part of the Giving Pledge, that was started by Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, and we are families that have committed to give half of what we own to the poor, because you can't have, let me put it more positive. In the African continent, we need to have a middle class that's growing, we need to have jobs, we need to have opportunities and give a future to all our people. And a company like Total Energies is a role model company with a role model leadership, a role model chairman, a role model CEO, a role model culture. And in the companies that I'm chairman of, we've got 80,000 employees, and there's a commitment to climate change and what we call a just transition. And Total Energies is a role model company that recognizes that we currently have a population of 1.5 billion people in Africa. They are growing, and we will need the technology, the skills, the resources that a world-class company like Total Energies provides. So it is in the interest of all of us that Total Energies continues to grow, continues to succeed, and continues to contribute to the development and growth of our societies. And of course, all of us have a deep commitment to development and growth of our people side by side with the commitment we have to a just transition. And a just transition is a responsible transition that takes time and that recognizes that our long-term success as a continent and as a country requires and necessitates that Total Energies continues the good work it does and continues to grow and succeed for the benefit of all its shareholders. Now, going back to football, football is the most popular sport. It's very special. That's why, when I was told many years ago, come in, we spend a lot of money on football because it's part of our philanthropic commitments. And they said to me, it will take 5% of my time to be president of CAF. I may as well believe that there's Father Christmas, because you can't lend your name to anything without making sure that there's an enormous quantifiable success. So last night, when we were in Morocco, and I saw the huge amount of excitement, and 180 countries watched the AFCON. 180 countries all over the world. Africa has got 54 countries. So there's another 126 countries that were watching the AFCON, and they're watching it because African football is becoming globally competitive. It's got to have the quality. It's got to be appealing. Nobody will want to watch football in any part of the world unless if it is world class. And I'm proud. And what we've recognized is we have to invest in our youth. And the success will come in the medium to long term. The performance of Morocco in France, they played France, in Qatar. And of course, I was a bit conflicted because as president of CAF, my number one duty is to Africa. But I saw all of those beautiful French players. They are French. Mbappe is French and all of them. And I looked at them, I said, but they've got a connection with Africa, you know. And you feel proud. So I was consoled and told, I can't tell you who consoled me. He said, don't be too worried, man. It's good to lose against France then, because France has a special connection with Africa. And we're very proud. So I just want to conclude that this is a partnership that represents the best of how, through football, the most popular sport in the world, the sport for the poor, the sport for the middle class, and the sport for the successful, how football can bring people together. You know, I'm excited when I see black people, green people, orange people, white people of different colors look at a football player and say, "You are my hero." Let me make one quick confession. Today is my birthday. So I had a big problem because I was supposed to leave Morocco 3 o'clock in the morning because we wanted this meeting to take place earlier today. And my wife is very angry with me because she had something specially planned for me. But I said to her, you know, you've got me all the time. I need the money from Total Energies. You know, I need the money. And when Patrick and I spoke, he said, Patrice, you know, the young boys and the young girls, you know, I like people with beautiful hearts. You know, and Patrick represents that compassion, that beautiful heart. So I said to her, that's why they came with me. They went to another hotel. I'm here for 2 hours. I'm here to come and sign. And the money's already in the bank. I jump into the plane and I rush off to see, to continue with the commitment that I have. But just thank you so much. Tanzania is a special country. We will be having the CHAN here in partnership with Patrick in August. It's going to be the most successful, the most exciting CHAN that the whole continent has ever seen. And then, of course, in 2027, the biggest competition in Africa will be back in East Africa. Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. It's an honor to be here. Welcome home, Patrick. You are African, just like we're all citizens of the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Patrice Motsepe-Ngiabonga. Of course, it goes without saying that part of those 180 countries that watched the AFCON, you had 22 million people watching from Brazil, another 22 million from Italy, and many, many other millions across the world. So let's give a huge hand clap, really, for Total Energies and CAF. I don't know if it's by coincidence that there's Patrice and Patrick.
No, there is never a coincidence.
Okay.
There is never a coincidence. And to tell you the truth, in fact, my teams were asking me, we need to find a symbol to sign this partnership. And in fact, today, in Dar es Salaam. It was a very important event for many head of state summit of energy. So I decided to join this summit. I was invited to participate, and it was, by the way, a very important event for Africa, thinking with the objective to give access to electricity to 300 million more Africans. And I thought it was a perfect symbol because at the same time, today, Tanzania will host. And when we decided, it was not sure when and where, but no, we know it's 27, the AFCON, the Shan in 25. By the way, Tanzania is also a country where Total Energies invests quite a lot in a beautiful pipeline that everybody will love soon. I can tell you, it's being built. It will be a source of prosperity, like all the business we are developing. And I didn't know that it was a day after the draw in Morocco. I didn't know it was the anniversary of Patrice, but you know it's perfect. Having said that, I think, again, it has been a very nice journey for us. When I became CEO, we were Formula One Grand Prix sponsor. I said it's too elite. It's an elite sport. I want to move to something more popular. We went around the world and we identified football and Africa, AFCON. And I said it's perfect because Africa is at the heart of the company. Almost 30% of the business, global business of the company is in Africa, deeply rooted. Football, here, everybody in the streets, when you go around with naked foot or with they play football. So it's a real passion in this continent for Africa. So we engaged into that partnership. And I would say CAF was a perfect partner. You have seen the video. In the meantime, that's true that we changed our name. So, you know, we went from Total in 2016 to Total Energies. Total Energies has a nicer logo, plenty of color. It's a longer name, which is very efficient on the TV screen, I can tell you. But CAF has always respected, I would say, the whole contract. And I must say, very professional. And I would say the return we got, not only our teams are passionate by the competition, but also our customers. And it really supports our whole, I would say, image and more that the fact that we are deeply rooted in Africa. Having said that, I can tell you the African president of CAF is quite a strong negotiator. I'm happy that today he's happy. So I understand in the film that there was some increase in prize money. Maybe we are for something in it. But I would say as well, but at the end of the day, we find an agreement between two gentlemen. Because again, I had the will to continue, and I think Patrice saw the interest, even if he explained me that there were some Middle East countries which were able to pay twice much more than me. I told him, go, please. But I think at the end, I think it's important, and again, I'm very proud, and for all the Total Energies family to continue that journey with you. I think it's, in Total, we are not only sponsor of football, but Africa is football. Yeah. We are a sponsor of cycling in Europe, of rugby as well in France. So I think sport is for us very important because it's fundamentally the value of collective value. You know, it's a collective intelligence. Yeah. You are better together than alone. That's a fundamental way. And the football player can be a genius. Even the best star, if he's alone, you know, of course you need some stars in the teams, like in the companies, to lead the pack. But at the end, you need a group of people, and a defender is as much as important as the best forward of the planet. I think this is a message, and I think it's strong in our company. I'm very happy as well today because not only we renew this partnership for 4 years, but also because we extend it to as Patrice insisted a lot when he became CAF president. He told me we need to do things for young people in Africa because the sport is also a matter of education. And I think this is one of the best values. Is not only a game where you have pleasure, you can educate people. And so I'm happy that we will become sponsor of the African Schools Championship and all this program which have been put in place by Patrice since he's the CAF president. I think it's a beautiful idea. And I think, again, I'm proud and honored that our company is extended and deepening his partnership with the CAF. And I will not speak as passionate as Patrice about football, but I can tell you we support a French team, in fact. But I would say it's not true because the French people support the French team, but my colleagues in Angola is Angola teams, in Morocco it's the Moroccan teams. And in fact, it's very true. a sport like that, even in a company like us, where we are in 30 countries in Africa, at the end, you manage to draw support and big passion, including in the company. Thank you, Patrice, for your trust. Again, I think we have done something well, and we'll continue. And I've tried to convince him for 8 years, but he loved to negotiate every 4 years, you know. And, in fact, no, he began 2 years before, so it's quite a long discussion. I understand why he's such a very successful businessman. I learned from him, and we'll try to do our best. Thank you very much.
Just two things.
Yeah.
He's correct when he said I was offered more money, but he says he doesn't speak as passionately, but his heart is passionate. And that is important for me. You know, it's not just the money, it's what Total Energies represent. And it's what you represent, Patrick. The only thing is he made my life difficult because in Davos I had meetings with about 8 heads of state, and 3 of them said they'll see me in Tanzania, and I said I'm not coming. And that's before you asked me to come. So then, as I was flying on Sunday, I was told, but you know, you will be in Tanzania, and we should come. But just in conclusion to say what Patrick said, it's what we stand for. It's what Patrick stands for. It's what Total Energy stands for. And it's what the partnership means, Patrick, for many, many years to come.
Thank you.
And Total Energies is an important company for Africa, and that's why we decided to go with you, because it's not just about me. When I'm gone, I'm not president anymore. I'd like to see those who come after me to continue working with Total Energies and to continue working with what you stand for and what your company stands for. Okay. Can we clap hands for Total Energies?
Well, thank you so much to Dr. Patrice Motsepe and Mr. Patrick Pouyanné. You talked about star players, and I would just like to say a special mention to a man who played in the AFCON for Tanzania in their first appearance in 1980, Leut Gatenga. Please wave to the people. and by the way, he's not old, just so you know. All right. So, Dr. Patrice Motsepe, the next question I have for you is really something that is, you know, in the midst of something you like to talk about, the schools. The last edition of the CAF African Schools Championship was right here in Tanzania, in Zanzibar. And now this partnership with Total Energies means that there's going to be more money for the schools. What does this mean for you as the CAF president?
Yeah, you know, I couldn't go and ask for money from people if I didn't use some of my own family foundation. And we donated $10 million from the Motsepe Foundation for schools football. We spent close to $50 million over the years, even before we got involved in this competition. And this is what I liked about Patrick, you know. The first thing he said to me was, I saw something about the schools. Again, you know, at my level, you know, it's about a legacy. And when you see somebody being attracted to the development, it's a sort of company and the sort of chairman and CEO that you want the continent to be associated with. And as I said, I'm excited that Morocco did well in the World Cup, came to the semifinals, because it shows that there's talent in Africa. And I'm confident that many African countries, when we go to Patrick, we're also involved, you know, the family owns one of the biggest rugby clubs in South Africa. Again, part of our commitment, because in South Africa, rugby was historically amongst the white community. So you need to bring black and white together. That's why we went into, this is what contributes to the success in rugby. But of course, football is where our heart lies. But the biggest investment we can do, we can make. The Tanzanian, Wallace, I'm so proud of you, so proud, and of the good work that you are doing. He's the local president. And he says he only uses Total Energies in his car. I said, very good. When he drives around, he drives past all of these other petrol stations and goes to Total Energies. This is what I love about football people. And he says that he works very well with the people here in the country, and I'm proud of the pipeline. And the work that, Patrick, the work that you're doing in Africa. You know, we had a meeting with the Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea, and he told me what beautiful work you're doing. in Papua New Guinea. So of course money is important, but and I say this with respect, just the long-term commitment is even more important. So I'm excited. Tanzania is going to do well. Wallace said to me, in the Chan, the trophy is going to stay here. This is beautiful. And they also said to me that in 2027, you know, yesterday in Morocco, every person who spoke said the trophy is going to my home, and others said it's staying. But the youth is very important. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Patrice Matsepe. As a Ugandan, Mr. Patrick, I can tell you that we're happy with the pipeline.
Good. Speak up more.
Well, lastly, talking to you, Mr. Patrick Pouyanné, what does this mean for a brand like Total Energies to be part of the schools and youth development in Africa?
You know, again, Africa has a wonderful future in front of, you know, we're the largest, the most populous continent of the planet because you have a vibrant of people. We need to educate them. For us, of course, it's a source of talents, let's be clear. And to be able to go with them by sports, as we go with them with other, we have several, I would say, operations, but we conduct in Africa, you know, just to mention a few of them. You know, we have a special program young graduate program where we took people young to educate them, to train them, and potentially to become employee of the company. We have a program about safety, road safety with young Africans, which I'm proud with Jean Todt, who convinced me. Last year we educated, I think, 240,000 young people in Africa, 42 countries. We have even an operation with some special helmets that we distribute to people on bicycles, you know, and motorbicycles. So that's a lot of things. But we have also a wonderful operation about startups in Africa. Every year we promote through a big, I would say, a very large 32 countries. Last year I read a challenge about startups. We identified startups in 32 countries. Then we award them. We help them to go forward. So it's a lot of, for me, you have there, and you know why? Because fundamentally I believe that the future in Africa is in Africa for Africans. We need to develop these talents. We need to convince them to continue to work in Africa. No need for them, you know. They have some migration debates in Europe. The best way to answer to all that is to develop more and more business talents in Africa for Africans. And you have that future in your hand. I think with all these technologies which come today, you know, we have these mobile phones which help Africa to forget all these, I would say, physical networks, which would have been impossible. Renewables is another way. You can make some microgrids. You can find another way to produce electricity. Of course, at the end, you need to connect. And I'm sure with a digital world, it will also help Africa to move forward quickly and maybe to adopt of this technology quicker than us, because your young populations, you know, your young guys, they are adopting all this technology much quicker than our older society. So I'm very optimistic. As I always said in the company, for me, one of the big challenges for the future of our company is we are deeply rooted in Africa and we want to maintain. That's why, again, for me, it's the largest sponsorship we do with CAF, because he's a good negotiator again, but also because it has the largest footprint, again, with all this population. And not only, by the way, the advantage of African football is not only good for the brand in Africa, but I can tell you when I see the figures on Eurosport or I don't know which TV in Europe, it's also quite a good investment, not only for Africa, but also for European customers. So thank you again for this partnership. So the young is fundamental.
Yeah. I mean, we need Total Energies to keep succeeding, to keep being profitable. You know, the world is about partnerships. Partnerships between Total Energies and Africa, partnerships between France and Africa, partnerships between Europe and Africa, you know, Africa and America, Africa and the world, and that's what I like. And you know, talking about the schools, 800,000 students, young boys and girls, played in the schools competition, which is excellent. And we know that is going to grow to 1 million and more.
Thank you.
And that's excellent.
Thank you so much. And talking about numbers, we know that by the year 2050, every 1 of 4 people globally will be African. So the future is with African children. This is why the partnership with Total Energies, my favorite part, is the Ball Kids. Let's watch this video for more on that.
me suis dit que je vais aller vivre une nouvelle expérience hors du pays.
Very colorful, lights, everything about this city is awesome.
J'ai trouvé l'expérience avec les autres vols fantastique. Ce qui m'a le plus impressionné au stade, c'est le public, l'ambiance des spectateurs.
Yeah, that was something to remember for the rest of my life.
And I agreed we are going to sign now. He has to go to State House, and we'll those who want to hang around will hang around. I know there's media quickly, so he's going to sign.
You sign as well?
Yes, please. Would like for both of you to
I
sign.
don't want to sign alone, you know.
Thank you so much. So beautiful.
Good.
Let's clap hands for Patrick, eh?
And the photographers, please, you can come forward, photographers.
Thank you. I think, why don't you come upstairs? Wallace, come stand behind. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Photographers. Thank you very much. And in typical...
It's a message to the world.
Yes, it's very clear. Thank you so much. Shaking of hands, please. Shaking of hands.
Yeah, shaking hands. And I need to give him a football.
Yes, if you may please share some of these gifts. We can't let you leave Africa empty-handed.
I mean, in Africa, I have to give you first.
Yes. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Please show the name.
Yeah, I show the name. Can
Yes.
we clap hands, please? And wait a minute, I'm going to give you a ball as well.
Yes. There's a very special ball here from the Confederation of African Football with his name, Mr. Patrick Pouyanné.
And then I have the same. One is more colorful.
I like the colors.
It's South African color.
The Rainbow Nation. With the name, yes.
And you have to exchange with you as well this ball.
Thank you so much.
Colorful. Yours is better.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you. Super. Thank you, Mr. Fari. Thank you. And congratulations. And good luck to Tanzania on the next after.
And I want to tell you something.
Yeah.
The first edition of school championship, our girls are champions.
They won.
Second edition is our boys.
Oh, thank you.
Hongera sana Tanzania.
Thank you so much, Patrick. Thank you.
Congratulations,
Thank you so much.
congratulations. Thank you. I know that Mr. Pouyanné, you have to go. Dr. Patrice Motsepe, please, the media interviews. Yes, just briefly here. Thank you. Merci beaucoup, Mr. Pouyanné. Thank you. Mr. Pouyanné. Just a picture.